Did you play for the Bisons?
No, my cousins Paul and Scott were the real football players, but I was involved with the team as an equipment manager, and then as the alumni grew, I also grew with it. I held every position within the club. In my big job with the alumni was being the bingo chairman. So all the bingos that we ran every other week, I had to help organize. In fact, I got to the point where I was not only a member of the Bingo Association, which was an association of the associations in the bingo hall, but I was also on a provincial bingo. They called it the Ontario Charitable Gaming Association, working along with the Lottery Corporation to get a provincial bingo game going and to bring some representation of the charities to the province regulators and the commercial end of it. So I was one of the founding directors of that group that's still going strong, even though bingo is not as strong. So. But the alumni was, and I'm quite sure you heard some great stories of the alumni itself through my cousin Paul. But we got ourselves quite involved in the city, and we put $40,000 to $60,000 back into the community every year for 25 years.
Wow.
Through sports related programs, and we felt good about it because and it was just not a select few, but just a few guys. I think our highest membership was 22, but typically it was around 15 to 18 guys that all got along and had a lot of fun doing what we were doing. And we did everything from running bingos to, I remember when the Sanderson Center opened up as Sanderson Center, and Hans Loig realized that they didn't have anything set up as a concession. And he phoned my cousin Paul at the store and said, "We need a concession. Do you think the Bisons could run the concession?" So we did. So when Evita was playing at the Sanderson Center, it was a whole bunch of Bisons alumni that were running the concession. We had a great time.
Kind of ironic, a bunch of like a masculine football guys at a musical.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, the alumni it wasn't just former players. It was guys that were just interested in what we were doing. Like we had one of our big members, or not big in stature, but big in his help and in his heart, was Brian Heap, who did a lot of work with the alumni. Now Brian, from what I can recall during the team days, helped out where he could, but he was quite an alumni member and did a lot of fundraising for us, as he did with many other things. So we had a bunch of guys like that all made it fun. And we had quite a diverse bunch of guys. I've been involved in road construction for years, and we had several jail guards that were on the alumni, and we had teachers and guys from all different aspects of life that all came together and had fun. The giving years, meaning the alumni, when we were fundraising, and that's all we did was fundraise to give away the money. We didn't keep the money in any way, shape, or form. It was all whatever we made that year in fundraising, be it $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, all went back out in the community. There were so many neat things that we did over the years. I mean, to pick out one highlight would be tough because I mean every other week we ran bingo as a fundraiser. Once a year we ran our elimination draw down at Lions Park. The last couple of years was at Civic Center, and I remember the early years of the elimination draw. We would have to absolutely outsource everything. We would have to go get the chairs, the tables, the stage. Physically, we would have to do it. And 20 years ago, we could do that. I'm 55 now, so 20 years ago, it was a lot easier to do that. As it progressed, we were able to rent chairs and tables and have them delivered. But that was it. That night, that one night, that elimination draw night, took most of the year to plan. And we had a good 6 months to sell the tickets and get it organized. But the Friday night before and the night of and the Sunday after is when the guys really got together and we had a lot of fun. We were setting up tables and putting up chairs and the stage and getting everything ready. That was more interesting than running bingo every other week. But we didn't make as much money at that. So, and we did. I remember we tended bar at the games for the disabled, just because Steve Brown was involved in both the alumni and the disabled games, and thought, yeah, this could be a fundraiser for the alumni. And I don't know if we even made money, but we were involved. And again, with the Sanderson Center when it opened up, we were involved. Brantford had it was a country and western singing or country and western competition of some kind, and that was down at Lions Park. We ran the bar. Nowadays, a lot of the guidelines are tighter. You have to have the smart serve and stuff like that. So, which is, I'm not complaining. It's probably better in the long run because it's more controlled. But as a fundraiser, we were able to do stuff like that. I remember they had one of the first rib fests downtown, and they had Victoria. All the streets around Victoria Park closed. We had an outdoor bar for that. Because of our connection with the Parks and Rec and Hans Lowe and Vic Hergott, whenever there was something little offbeat that they needed help with, they would call one of us, myself, Cousin Paul, or Steve Brown, and say, "You think the Bisons could do this or that?" Because he knew it was a bunch of guys that would try anything. And if we could make a few bucks doing it, great. And it all went back into the community because we were very transparent as far as where our money went. And we probably shouldn't have been as humble as we were over the years for what we did do. I mean, we put in a lot of money into the football once it started going, hockey, baseball, every sport that applied to us for money got something. It may not always been the full amount of what they asked for, but they got something. If it involved sports and kids under 18, it was a no-brainer. We're going to be part of it. The later years when bingo shut down and we didn't have as much money, we had to tighten our belts. But when we shut down everything, we had, I'm gonna say, around $40,000 in total that we needed to get rid of, and we picked some of our favorite charities over the years, like Brant Rec Soccer, minor baseball, minor hockey, and the football guys, the flag football and the Bisons, and we emptied out our bank accounts and said, "This is what we're giving you." And we sort of shared it amongst them all according to how well we had or how much we had donated to them over the years. And we wanted to go out with a bit of a bang, and that's how we did it. So and I know Brant Rec Soccer, up until last year, were still calling one of their teams the Bison Alumni, because we had given them enough money for X number of years of sponsorship for a team.
Wow.
So it was nice to see that. My grandson actually played on one of the teams a bunch of years ago, so that was fun to see. So yeah, so it was a great go, and we really enjoyed it. I can't say that there was any one thing that sticks out because they all stick out in my mind. The country and western, the Sanderson Center, and we did that over both of those. We did that not just one night; it was like 3 or 4 nights. We did those, and the guys committed to it, and it was great. Well, like Brad referred to it, the giving years. I mean, that's what we did, and the number of people we touched, either directly or indirectly, is phenomenal. But as the guys that were doing it, you goes, yeah, we're just going out and making some money and giving it to people. But realistically, we touched a lot of people in through helping programs survive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's all about. And that's what a lot of us felt good about, was that we were able to help keep things going. So, and it's all being part of the community. So.
At the time we started the Alumni, our launch day was Boz's place, or the old Grand Bell Hotel there. There by City Taxi, across from the Expositor. We had all the minor sports teams, and Ted Bear and Arnold Anderson and everybody there when we launched the Alumni. And the other thing we did for right up till the end was the Christmas baskets. And they were, so the first year we started, our first two recipients of funds from the Bison Alumni was the St. John's Ambulance and the Brantford Christmas basket. And what we did was buy sports equipment for them. And through Jim Gowrie, who worked in the sporting business, and we said, okay, this is what we're going to spend, and you can amazing how much sport equipment we would hand. We'd spend X number of dollars, but give them probably 3 times value-wise the equipment. Hockey sticks, soccer balls, sweater shirts, and balls and pucks and whatever. We did that right up till a few years ago. That was one constant thing, and over the years we participated in different projects for the St. John's Ambulance. First thing we bought for them was new video equipment, a TV and camera and projector and a projector stand, because that's where you got your training for CPR and your first aid, right? And their equipment was old. It was, even trying to get new updated visual aids. Their equipment was too old to get them. So that's what we bought for them, because they were so good to us during the years of the Bison football team. And so that's how we paid them back and participated with them in different projects that they did. We helped them out. And as I say, the different projects and the off things from sports, with the Boys and Girls Club, Lansdowne Center, the Sanderson. We actually ran the Hanslow phoned me up. He said, "Paul, we're having our first event at the Sanderson Evita."
Yeah. Right? The musical.
The music, yeah. The Argentina. Mm-hmm. He says, "We forgot about concessions." He says, the concession stands there. He says, through your contacts, through the store and the Bisons, you think the Bisons would run the concession stores that weekend, our first, till we get organized? I said, that's only in 2 days. So anyways, I put it all together, got hold of the guys, and oh yeah, it sounds great. So the first event at the Sanderson Center, the first weekend event, and they had Evita. We ran the Bisons. We ran the concession. I got my suppliers got me the stuff I needed. Chips, licorice. I'd always had licorice at a theater, right? And gum, popcorn, pop, and and we all took turns. We all had a great time. We all saw Evita, and we had, so we had fun.